Hey everyone, it's your girl Nycci Nellis, and we are back with another episode of Industry Night, the show that takes you on a deep dive of the hospitality industry, not just in the DC area, because that's where I live, but really all around the country and all around the world. I literally just came back from Montreal, where I did an incredible show, which we'll be downloading to you soon. I got to sit with Michelin star and world's 50 best chefs and somms, and we had so much fun and such an amazing conversation. Okay, but look at where I am. Now, you may not recognize it entirely because it's been a minute, but we're back at Tony and Joe's. They're hosting me for another 4 episodes, which I am so grateful for. And as you can see, if you're watching us, that they have done a little refresh here. It is a little cloudy today, unfortunately, so you really can't take in their fabulous patio. But trust me, once summertime hits or springtime hits, this is where you want to be to watch those boats go by on the Potomac with your glass of rosé and your oysters. And actually, I think I saw a sign around here somewhere. Oh yeah, they have Naughty Boy oysters right now for $1 during happy hour. So there's some good deals here. And of course, you know, the seafood is always chef's kiss. So let's talk about today's show, because I am so excited. You all probably have heard of Dolcezza. It is an artisanal gelato shop here in the DC region. And Robb Duncan and his wife, Violetta Edelman, are the ones who created it. But their story is really interesting because they went on a both spiritual, personal, and professional journey together. And that's how they created Dolcezza. And that's how they've been able to grow it, grow themselves, and grow their family. Dolcezza now has 7 shops across the DMV, and it's Argentinian gelato, so it's a little different than maybe what you think of when it comes to Italian gelato. I mean, gelato's become so ubiquitous these days, but it's really a thoughtful and intentional product, and they source locally. So they always have amazing flavors like roasted strawberry and pistachio and mascarpone and berries. But what's fascinating is that they're not just doing gelato now. Now they've added coffee, now they've added soft serve. And what I also love about them is that they do collabs. So I'm so excited to sit down with them both today because I want to talk about their journey, and I want to talk about how they see their business, like where it started and where it is now. We're going to free our mind with Robb and Violeta. So I'm sitting here with Robb Duncan and Violetta Edelman, who I mentioned in my intro of the show, launched Dolcezza in 2004. We were kind of like on a similar path together because I started the list areyouonit.com in 2003. And it's really exciting to sort of regroup with people who sort of had humble beginnings at the same time, although I don't think I was ever really humble, but you know what I mean. And what's really interesting is that their journey really does blend food, farming, creativity, and spirituality. And when you guys were on Foodie and the Beast recently, I mean, we were just like spilling over each other, talking, and we had other guests to talk to, and I just felt that this format would be a much better place to really kind of dive deep into your story and give people a better idea about, you know, we have these gorgeous gelatos in front of us, but you do so much more, not just as business professionals, but what you do personally. And I want to really get into it. So thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having us.
Okay,
good to be back.
Yeah. All right. So let's start with launching Dolcezza 2004. Let's start with your meet cute or cute meet, how you guys got together.
You know, it's like we got together in 2000 down in Manaus, Brazil, in the Amazon jungle in Brazil. So it's like I was a software engineer in Portland, Oregon. Violetta, video documentary producer in Buenos Aires, just in the same interest of indigenous plant shamanism, consciousness, this kind of stuff. So that's this conference that we went to and that we met at.
So I didn't realize it was a conference.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, with very
10 days,
serious.
people from all over the world, PhDs from Harvard, not just shamans, right?
No, it
Right.
wasn't hippies
Artists.
get loaded. It was like anthropologists, ethnobotanists, scientific, like researching consciousness, reality, the intersection with indigenous plants, shamanism, and all that, which today, 26 years later, is like on the cutting edge of being the next breakthrough medicine.
Yes.
So this was still when it was like underground. There was not really like so much information out there.
Well, and also a lot of people, I think, were kind of poo-pooing it, right?
Oh, I mean,
Like,
it was the greatest sin is the psychedelic, like altered states of consciousness, going back to like biblical times. As far as they say that the Garden of Eden was the first drug bust ever, where Eden took
Right, she
the
ate the
fruit,
apple.
turning
She had to
Adam
kick her out.
on, and
she had
Yahweh
a
pulls
sugar
up and
high, and
they
you
kick
know,
her out.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was all in that interest, really, of like, honestly, this that search of like, who the fuck am I?
Right.
And what am I doing here? I mean, and kind of going down to that place to find answers, because in my case, everywhere that was provided of institutions of religion, business, education, bankrupt as far as like the really kind of the answers to those questions. So that's why I was down there, and that's why.
And were you doing something similar? Was it
I
as
grew up-
personal?
my mother was a yoga teacher. I grew
Okay.
up doing yoga, meditation, eating microbiotic, no food, no meat, no sodas, no sugar, no white flour in my house.
Okay, your mom was way ahead.
Hardcore.
Way
She
ahead.
was brewing kombucha before kombucha was sold in grocery stores.
Okay.
And
So you never had any gut problems, is what I'm hearing.
I never had any gut problems. But from a very young age, I was trying to find meaning and purpose in life.
Right.
And I started participating in these ayahuasca gatherings. And one of the organizers in Argentina, where I'm from, in Buenos Aires, organized this conference in Manaus. And it was sort of a continuation of the process, just going a little deeper.
Okay.
And I was coming from very bad relationships, and I felt like I needed, a break. Funny because I met him, but I was also trying to find a healthy relationship.
Right.
And I was, and so I
Well,
had,
sometimes we ask and we
I
received,
asked,
right?
and I asked. That's what I did. I did a list. I was very intentional, actually. I was like, this is what I don't want. This is what I learned that I don't want in a guy. And this is what I do want. And then I asked, and then I went, and I met Robb in the Amazon jungle of all places. And just we connected very deep. And we just never separated. We never really dated. We traveled together for 3 months, like we told you. We bought hammocks at the market, put them in these little boats
We
that the
went
natives.
1,500 miles down the Amazon River on a boat and hammocks for 3 weeks, and 3,000 miles down the coast of Brazil.
Okay, I know I don't want to go down a rabbit hole on that, but how did you eat? What did you? Did somebody
They
plan it
killed
for
a
you?
chicken
They
in the front of
cook-
the boat. They killed a
they
chicken
kill
every
animals,
night.
and
They
they
would
cook-
kill the chicken, cook that chicken on the boat every single night
Wow.
as we journeyed down the river. And the boat was full of
Natives.
natives and indigenous
Yeah.
that lived in the forest, and they were returning back to their villages and everything. So we would kind of pull into ports, and they would unload. And
That must
yeah,
have been
so it was
really
far out.
fascinating.
It's a different world, totally
Yeah.
different world, different rhythm. Coming from this conference where you're like, already your whole definitions of what's kind of expanded and blown out of the water. So
Right.
it was a very surreal,
Beautiful way of falling in
imagination,
love.
I was gonna
falling
say,
in love, getting to know
right.
the other.
And
just
by
a whole
the end
journey.
of that trip, we were in Sao Paulo, Brazil, close to Buenos Aires, Argentina, where I'm from. So Robb came to meet my family
Okay.
because my mom was worried, where I was,
Who
I
the
was.
hell are
Right,
you with?
right.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I was 20.
Okay.
And so Robb came down to Argentina to meet everyone. And that first night in Buenos Aires, I took him for a walk. We went to a gelateria across the street from my house. He had chocolate, Swiss chocolate, and dulce de leche cheap. And he looked at me and he was like, I'm blown away by this gelato. I've been to Italy so many times. This
Right.
is so much better. We should open a gelateria in the States. And, I thought he was kind of crazy, but I also felt like I would do whatever.
But were you
know.
thinking you were going to move to the States?
No.
Okay.
We weren't.
No.
He actually moved
I
down to
moved down
Argentina.
to Argentina
Right.
for a year right
Wow.
after that trip.
No, he
Yeah.
just said that because it's the American dream, right? The
Right.
land of promises. We should bring this to my country. That was the idea, right?
I don't
This
know if
beautiful.
that's American dream. I was like, I don't know. It's just like it was the best that I ever had, and just
Okay.
said that there was nothing like this back in 2000. There was no gelato. I mean, I guess little pockets here and there, but it's just something that I'd never experienced. Like this would.
Well, but you were also, if you think like 25 years later, or 26 years later, yes, if you travel to Italy or France, Europe in general, you were seeing the expansion of gelato. Do you know what I mean? And now, I mean, everybody has gelato. Do you know what I mean? Most of it is based off of Italian
Yes.
gelato.
Oh, yeah.
But what
Yeah.
you guys were experiencing was something very different. So, because we're all immigrants. There are a lot of Italian immigrants that made their way to
Argentina.
Yeah.
So how did it change? What's the difference between the Argentinian product and an Italian product?
It's the flavors. It's like it's the Italian immigrants post World War I and II went to Argentina, Buenos Aires.
Right.
So it is the Italian gelato that's brought to Argentina, but it's like the dulce de leche and the different flavor profiles that makes it different. That makes it Argentine compared to the Italian gelato.
And the huge culture of gelato, because you feel like you're in Italy. There is a gelateria every other block, and
Old
people eat
school.
gelato every day.
Right.
And so, like,
Actually, that's something that's very true. Like, it's not a special treat. Gelato is just
it's
part
of your daily routine.
Yes.
Almost.
Yeah, it is.
Just like a plate of pasta.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Rob had been to Italy many times, and he kind of, fell in love with these flavors, with the Latin flair, with
Just
the
the old,
twist.
just again, it's
Yeah.
like I fell in love with like the old world connection to your food, which was very different from I think that like at least for myself, I wasn't raised on a farm.
Yeah, me
It was
either.
more the grocery stores, the supermarkets.
I was raised in suburbia.
Disconnected from where the food comes from, the farmers, and so just that lore, that romance, that connection, and how delicious it is.
But don't you think? I mean, how old are you?
54.
Okay, so I'm a tiny bit older than you, but same generation.
Yeah.
Don't you feel like that there was a lot of like anti-hippie sentiment in the 70s and 80s, about,
Don't be a hippie.
farm,
Do something with your life.
well,
kinda-
not just that, but like food from farms, farmers markets, bring your own bag, like kind of stuff like that. Like it was kind of like
Yeah.
frowned upon.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Kind of like I think like still like kind of in the industrialization
Exactly.
of it. That was like where the energy was and
convenience.
Yeah.
The microwave. What a great
Right,
invention! I
right.
can feed my kids in 10
strawberries,
minutes.
12 months of the year.
Yeah, the liberation of women,
Yeah.
going back to work,
Sure.
and not having to cook every day,
Yeah.
and a lot of that.
But I think, but instead of sort of saying to people, yes, you can go to work now, but it doesn't mean that should change what's on the plate, right? Like there
Yeah.
should still be, something got lost in translation
Yeah.
without respect for the food that we put in front of ourselves
I
and
agree.
our families,
And,
right?
and,
I
today
agree.
where we're
Yeah.
at now, that whole thing is flaring up as far as all the ultra processed foods that 50-60%, that makes up 60% of the diets of Americans.
I know. And there
That's
have been
insane.
people, I mean, like, Michelle Obama years ago was like, she put a
Planted
garden,
garden in the White
she
House,
was like,
yeah.
we have to stop with these processed foods. I think it's overwhelming for people. I don't think they understand
Yeah.
what processed foods are.
Yeah.
I mean,
or
it's,
the consequences
Yes.
of eating that for 25
and
years.
again, it's like it's
Cheap.
not good
It's cheap.
quality.
But no, but,
You
but
eat
it's also
that.
available and cheap.
Well, I
and
mean, that's
affordable. and
of
it's
100%.
hard
But
to-
again,
well,
it's like you
we're
eat
talking
it.
about like, so when it comes to all that, there's so many issues,
so many
right?
issues.
Um,
They're just passing the bill.
It's
I
the
know.
industry,
Bill here
it's the
yesterday.
industry
Yeah.
subsidized, and it's all corn that turns into sugar that
But
turns into high
definitely
fructose corn
the
syrup.
system is broken, and
Without a
people
doubt.
are getting very sick, and they're feeding us addictive food that is
The obesity rate,
Yeah.
diabetes rate.
well, now everybody's going to be on a GLP, so
Oh my
yeah,
gosh,
but they don't
that's
even know the
exactly.
consequences of that
Right.
either.
But that's
you
the
know?
same thing. It's really on. It's like take
It's addiction.
responsibility.
Right.
And do it right from the start, and you remove all the actual symptoms if you hit it right. Which again, just going back in what we learned from being in the farmers markets from the farmers, just eat the
let's
stuff
go
from
there.
the land.
Let's talk.
It's really simple.
What brought you to the farmers markets? You come to DC because, what brought you to DC?
So the economy collapsed in 2001 in Argentina, one of the many times, but
Right.
it was really bad. 5 presidents in 10 days, people dying on the streets. Rob looked at me and he was like, hey, let's go to the States, let's save money for a year and come back.
Okay.
He got a job doing software implementation, and we ended up in DC, of all places,
You
for
know,
a
of all
contract.
places, I came
Yeah.
here for a freelance gig for the Department of Defense.
Yes.
Speaking of like hippies drinking
Right.
ayahuasca in the Amazon jungle to working in the Department of
Right,
Defense,
right.
Washington D.C. is like such a spectrum, but that's what brought us to Washington.
And I went back to production. I worked for National Geographic for a little bit. He was working for the Department of Defense. I was trying to finish my degree that I hadn't finished in Argentina. I was going to school as well. And Rob kept talking about this idea of opening a gelateria. You were very unhappy with your
Well, you know,
job.
it's like the whole implementation with big companies, the
Sure.
government, software systems. It's it wasn't my thing anymore, right? But it was good. It was stability, financial stability for a moment in time
Sure.
when we needed. So luckily we had that. But it was like, you know, gelato for sure because of that experience that we told you about. But also the I think deeper than that was like we wanted to do our own thing. We wanted to do our own thing to where there's a little bit more freedom in how we lived our life if and when we had children, you know,
Work
all of that
together,
stuff. So
create
Right.
something that
Yeah.
was ours.
another creation
But I think
together.
you both are creative people, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
and you were also on a spiritual journey together, which
Yeah.
allowed your eyes to be open to the creative process.
100%. I think we're all artists. Every little kid is like so imaginative, so creative, so original, and then you get stuffed in all the boxes through school, work, and all that
Well,
stuff,
I mean,
right?
honestly, or it could have been something as simple as, you know, your mom being like, no, you know, you need somebody who has a job. You know, like
Yeah.
putting people into boxes,
Yeah.
making sure, you know, because of fear, basically.
Yeah.
You know, which means people don't explore. They don't,
Expectations.
right? Expectations.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
don't explore. They don't try new things because they're afraid of what others will say or people that they'll disappoint.
Yeah,
Yes.
Right.
100%. I think we all have that around us from many places.
Of course.
And it's the ultimate. You just got to say, "Fuck off!
Yeah.
This is my life. This is
That's
my
gonna be the
dream,
title of
my
the show.
vision,
Fuck
and I
Off
need
by
to
Robb
find
Duncan.
it." It's very important.
Right.
You know, I think that's really important for each one of us to
Agreed.
to take it, own it. You know, not be an asshole or whatever, but like to
No,
live
there's
your
a
life
happy
and say,
medium.
There's a
no,
happy
thank you,
medium,
thank
yeah.
you, and stay true to that always. That's
Right.
really important, I think, for deep satisfaction, happiness, and this really short experience of being alive here.
So, when it came to finding your happiness, did opening up a gelato shop answer?
Not at first.
It took a long
Not
time.
at first. It was really
Yeah.
hard, you know. Like we
Right.
never had opened a business.
But you
Never
went
made a
to the
batch of
farmers
gelato?
market first.
Yes, we
So,
did.
what were the
Yeah.
rules back then with like Ann Yonkers? Of-
Hardcore.
Bernadine Prince.
and yeah,
they
Bernie
came
Prince.
to our kitchen, checked
So,
the
were
whole
you making
thing.
it at home? Where were you doing
No,
it?
We were in
at Georgetown. We
Georgetown.
had a store.
300,
okay, so
we
you
had a
started the
300
store.
square foot kitchen
Yeah.
up Wisconsin Avenue.
Okay.
Right here.
Yeah,
Close
yeah.
to, yeah.
Wisconsin and
Very
Q.
close, yeah.
So I mean, it was us shopping in the
I
farmers
remember it. I know where it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And they came and checked everything out and made sure it was legit.
But what made you decide, since you had a storefront, what made you decide to go to the farmers market?
Because that's where the best stuff was. I mean, it's
Right.
like the ingredients: strawberries in May and June, blueberries, mint, cilantros, basils,
But you
pumpkins.
were selling there too, weren't
Yeah,
you?
we were selling,
We were
yeah.
selling in
But
10
wasn't
farmers
that kind
markets.
of weird at the time? Were they taking a lot of product? Because now you go to farmers markets, there's a lot of people doing what you did, not just with gelato, but pastas, sauces,
Yeah.
you know? I think in the early days of the farmers markets, you weren't seeing as much
Prepared
products.
foods.
Yes.
We were one of the very first and very few of the prepared foods
That
within
makes
the
sense.
market. But it was because that Anne and Bernie were so
They
blown
had
away.
a rule also. They didn't want a lot of prepared food. That
Right.
changed with the years.
No,
It was
the
mostly
farmers markets
producers,
have
yeah.
evolved a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since then.
Yeah.
So it was just they saw the connections and the relationships that we had with these revolutionary farmers like Zachariah Lester, Heinz Tomei, Mark Toigo, Casey and Stacy. I mean,
But what was it about the farmers and their products? Where was that light bulb for the two of you?
Well,
was that something you saw in Argentina, or was it something new here?
Okay. Really, the day that the spark happened was that we had the kitchen already in Georgetown. We were living in DuPont Circle in a one-bedroom apartment.
Right.
On Sunday, we would go to DuPont in our neighborhood to shop for us to come home and cook.
Right.
It was June, and we're going through, and we saw all these flats of strawberries, and we asked the farmer, hey, would we be able to buy many cases of the strawberry and take it back to our kitchen in Georgetown to make strawberry gelato with it? And and that's where it began for us to start buying all the stuff from the local farm.
And I think we were so in love with the ambience, with the farmers, with being there.
No, it's
that
intoxicating there.
we apply. We
want to
we want to sell.
touch
That's the
everything.
Sunday
Yes.
church for me.
Yeah, me too.
Everybody
I love
just like, just the food is so good. The farmers are so passionate about it. They have so much history, so much story. So we just fell in love with that environment and those people and all their food that they brought, and it became
And
part
we
of
were
our
very
business.
proud that we qualified, that they came and checked, and we bought
Right, I bet.
70% of our produce was from the markets, and the milk was local.
We would pull
we
up
passed, we
Sunday.
checked the box. So
Yeah.
like, we can sell here. So
Yeah.
and it was another point of sale, that too, right? So
Well, it was a way to really
Get the
engage your
word out
market
there
in a
and
all
different
the
way.
chefs. I mean, anybody who was anybody in food, that's where they would be.
Right.
So that was also like a big meet for us in the food culture here in DC.
Well, I think actually that's really interesting because for so long, consumer packaged goods and chefs really were at separate, blocks, if you will,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You guys did not communicate, and that changed greatly because you were able to say, "Hey, what do you want to make?" Or you could partner with somebody or collaborate. You started doing that pretty early on,
Very
didn't
early.
you?
very early.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah, the first.
Did somebody come to you first, or was it your idea?
Wait, and you're
chef.
talking about like us selling in the restaurants?
Well, that, but
And
also like a
collaborations.
chef saying to you, "Hey, like,
collaborations?
we
yeah.
want a roasted strawberry instead of a strawberry," or "Hey, can you do?"
That started from the very beginning with
Okay.
our original wholesale clients, which the first one
was the Ritz-Carlton.
was the Ritz-Carlton here in Georgetown.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
what happened was that we were here in Georgetown in our shop serving,
Right.
scooping. Concierge of the Ritz-Carlton Georgetown came in, and she was a sweetheart, and she was like raving, and she was like amazing. She's like, I'm bringing the chef from the Ritz-Carlton.
yeah.
And it was Terrence Fury.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember him.
I do.
He was big from Philadelphia, came
Yeah,
down
yeah.
here, And so he came up
Yeah,
the
the
next
place
day.
was called like Fire or something,
Yeah, exactly.
something like that.
Fuego
Yeah.
or
It did
something
work,
like that.
whatever, yes,
So he
but I
came up in our
remember.
kitchen the next day. We let him try what we were making. He was blown away. That was our first wholesale client. So it was like it was a very innocent
Yes.
discovery where kind of the chefs
like,
discovered
oh, wow,
us, and
we
we're like,
can
we have a
sell
wholesale
to
channel
chefs.
now.
Yeah.
And so then began.
Oh, so wholesale wasn't even
No, that was
wholesale
our
part
first
of the
client.
business plan, if you
we
will?
had no business plan.
No.
Okay. I don't
Yeah.
know.
We just wanted to
Either.
do our own thing and
Right.
work with
Yeah.
amazing food.
So, okay, so you start with wholesale,
Mm-hmm.
and I would assume wholesale brings a whole interesting way because now you have to fund that in a different way. I mean, your little shop can only make so much ice cream. So at what point were you like, we have to expand?
That was in 2012. So we were
Okay.
there for a very long time. We had up to 3 shops,
Yeah, we had
4 shops.
DuPont, Bethesda.
I don't know how we were making the gelato in a
It was-
300 square feet
It was
basement.
insanity.
So you were making everything there and then
Everything
We
there.
had to walk in on the 3rd floor, the kitchen on the ground floor, or the basement, and the 300 square foot shop was on the
It
ground
was
floor.
Wow.
It was magic.
Yeah,
And,
we had a little dumbwaiter going from the basement kitchen all the way up. That would
and
like
we were
take our-
producing for 4 shops and 100 restaurants.
Yeah,
And some
Yeah.
grocery stores. At that time, we were like
Wow.
in a few Whole Foods.
yeah.
Which is another funny story, the manager from the Whole Foods in Georgetown that is no longer there
right.
came
This
to
is
us.
when they
He
used
saw
to do
me
this.
messing
He
up
saw
his mango
Robb-
supply.
he saw
Because you
Robb
know
buying
when
all the
mangoes come in
mangoes.
the season and they
Yeah.
like stack. I was there just taking all the mangoes off, putting it in the shopping cart to do mango in mango season. And he came and was like, "What are you doing? Why are you messing up? Like, why are you taking like 100 mangoes?"
My mango display. You're killing it,
It's like,
dude.
I make gelato down the street, and then that began our Whole Foods. He was like,
"Really? Okay, can you make pints?
Can you make something
can I
for
try
me
that
here
mango
in,
gelato?"
And so that's began our
he
grocery
onboarded us
business
for Whole Foods, and that's how we started.
Isn't that amazing?
It's
Though? But
insane.
you know, I will tell you, like, talk about R.I.P. Whole Foods, because that's what they.
That's what they used to be when they were more local and not so
And it was
centralized.
regional. It was.
Yeah.
They
it was a
really
different
wanted
world.
local
Yeah, it was a
products
different
and
company.
to help local people.
Yeah.
I mean, over the years, like especially on Foodie and the Beast, like we had some guy who like made. He's a huge salad dressing guy now, but like he was like a kid, like working in his dad's office, and he would bring his mom's salad dressing into work every day, and everybody was like, "This salad dressing is good." And Whole Foods was opening in Annapolis, and he brought like a little.
What's the name of the brand? I know. It's like,
I think it's like Tessa May's.
I know.
And
I
he,
know of them and
right?
know that
He
whole
brought
story.
this like little thing,
Yeah.
and the guy was like, "We love it.
Yeah.
We'll take X orders." And he had to go home and be like, "How do I make it down?" Like he was like, "How do I do it?"
Yeah.
And so it's such a shame that that commitment is gone.
Yeah.
It is.
Look at
It's another
how many
world.
people
is.
it raised up,
Yes.
and
Yeah,
businesses
yeah.
it created.
There's
Yeah.
still some like Moms is good with that.
Are they
Mom's is
good?
a really
Yeah.
good local,
Yeah, they're better.
organic, grassroots market.
It's an amazing market, but I didn't know how good they were about like
They
digging
try.
in deep.
They try.
No,
hard.
they're
Yeah.
from here,
Right.
So they're still local, so they're
not
value the
as
local
big, but,
ecosystem,
yeah.
So it makes a difference.
Well, so let's talk a little bit. So over the last 20 plus years of Dolcezza, how has your philosophies changed, or how has sort of your personal growth individually and as a couple? You've had children. How has that growth fueled the growth of Dolcezza? Like, how have they commingled?
I mean,
Yeah.
it's for me,
So
it's
many
inseparable.
changes.
You
Yeah.
can't separate one from the other because it's myself, it's Violetta, who make all the decisions, right? So there we are with everything that we do. So, I mean, it's just really for the way I see it, as far as like, I'm still as in love with the food and the ingredients and the process and the connection to the land, the farmer and all that as I was ever. That hasn't changed. It's more, it's deeper now, It's just I think it's a maturation of like how to do things well and techniques, and the chocolate gelato or whatever is better now because we know more, because we've done it for 21 years.
I know, but sometimes what happens, this is why I was asking the question, as you get bigger, some of your commitments become harder to maintain, right? Local farmers, things of that nature. So maintaining your philosophy is maybe not always mathematically smart, business savvy.
If you go to the pure P&L people, it never makes sense to do it the way that we do it in that sense, right? Because it would be cheaper to get the cheapest possible strawberry flavoring powder from whoever, right?
And I think we also understood very quickly, what made us special. And it was our obsession with quality. And I think that, we based our whole business on that. And that's who we are. So it would be changing who we are. And we're not interested in that whatsoever. I think there was growth. You were asking about how we changed. Like, I changed dramatically. We opened the store, I was 24.
Right.
I didn't know what I was doing.
Of course not.
I was very naive. I think that helped me in a way because, I was jumping into things and I didn't think about the consequences very much. And I think that helped me. And I suffer a lot. The first 2 years,
Because when you open up a business.
Yeah, I mean, we were there
24/7.
24/7.
Yeah.
And you don't know what you're
I was
doing.
coming
course.
from a background of, I was a producer, and so I didn't understand, what a balance sheet was, what a P&L was. I was just making gelato with my mom in a basement, cleaning machines, pouring milk into, these big things, and I was just like, is this what I really want to do? And I had a lot of moments in which I was like, I'm working with my husband, I never thought I was very independent. And that was the whole thing, I'm working with my husband. And so I had to sort of go within and find out really who I was. And I think it was a time in which we women were not as prominent in the scene, and that has changed a lot.
It has ebbed and flowed.
There's
like a lot of women, and then all of a sudden there's like no women.
But
and
at that time,
do you know what I mean? Like
but at that time, I didn't have the groups that I have
Right.
today.
Like Dawn
we
was
weren't
very
getting
different,
together with all the
regarding her,
girls
yes.
once a month talking about our troubles. People didn't want to feature women as much. So it was always Robb, or Robb was, the chef, the creative. I was sort of in the background. And it took me a while to find myself in that world.
That makes sense.
Until we had a number of stores, and I realized I like to be an executive. That's what I like. I like to be an owner. I like to be strategic. I like to grow my business. I'm an entrepreneur in that way. And I sort of found my way in the business. And the more I believed in myself and the better I felt with myself, the more I was able to find myself in this business, find my place in the business, right?
Did either of you have any mentors?
No, we didn't. And I think looking back, it would have been good to have mentors. We were very much, we roll up our sleeves and we learn as we go.
Learn by experience, trial by
looking
fire.
back, I wish I would have reached out a little bit more and
But
asked
I think
more
it was,
questions.
honestly,
I
I think it
actually
was
like
a
the
little
He
process.
doesn't say that. He's
I
like, no, I was
know
always
like, no, it was good for you.
The path is the path.
Very
but again, it's like
female, very
Very
male.
Yeah,
female,
exactly.
very-
It's a
yes,
great compliment.
yes,
We
yeah.
compliment each other.
But
so well.
I too feel like when I started my business, I did not see myself as an entrepreneur. I just knew what I wanted to do, but I had no idea how to do it.
Yeah.
And I didn't know who to ask. Like there was nobody to talk to about what I was doing, you know?
There's
So
more
I feel
out
the
there
same
now, right? It's much more readily
I also think
available
people
now.
want to talk more.
Yeah.
People, as women especially, want to check in.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
There's an honesty and there's
Absolutely.
a communication, line of communication much more open.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For everyone. And I think
Yeah.
for those who are open to it, male or female or whichever you are, I do think the results are better. I love being able to say to anybody on my team, or like somebody calls me, it's like, hey, my friend's kid, wants to do something in food. I'm like, have them call me. Like, I am delighted to hop on a call and just hear where people's heads are at.
Me too.
Yeah.
And that's part
Yeah.
of my growing process too, understanding that I enjoy mentoring, I enjoy helping people within the organization to grow. And that's one of the things that gives me the most gratification, actually.
Right. So now you have 7 stores, and you're adding some layers to it.
Self-serve.
Self-serve, your coffee program. The coffee was kind of not always, but I feel like it's been around for a while. Can we talk a little bit about the coffee program?
The coffee program, when we started, it was all gelato,
Right.
In Georgetown.
In Georgetown.
Yeah.
And it was then we opened Bethesda 2008 and then DuPont 2009. That's
Right.
when we kind of brought our coffee program online, like to the degree, to the way that we wanted to. When I met Violetta, I was living in Portland, Oregon. Stumptown opened just down the street from me
coffee
in
was like
1999.
right,
So
like right
I
place,
had
right
my
time.
Coffee moment and saw what coffee could be. So that was always the goal, to make that coffee program in Dolcezza like what I had discovered and
There were a
had
few
in
places
Stumptown.
in DC.
There was murky coffee.
Nick
Cho, murky
never
coffee.
him.
Yes.
Yeah.
He went to travel after that. Now he's famous. Now he's a TikTok.
TikToker,
It's like
the My Korean
Anyway.
Dad, or something
my
like
God.
that. Good
Okay,
for
good
him.
for
So
him.
He was
far.
making good
I remember
coffee.
that.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
He taught us. He was like, hey guys, this is a cappuccino, try. And we were like, whoa, but Robb had
And
that
Ryan
experience.
Goodrow, who was like one of his baristas, he's now like the roaster at 4 Barrel in San Francisco.
Oh,
Just some
okay.
coffee legends were
The
birthed
owner of
from here.
Peregrine used to work for
Ryan
Nick Cho.
Jensen, Ultimate Coffee.
Yeah. So
what's his name?
anyway,
Oh my God, there's
Aaron
like
Ultimo in Philadelphia.
6 degrees of Nick Cho.
6 degrees of Nick Cho.
He,
So
Wow.
he was very influential in the coffee world.
Yes.
not only
early
here in
on,
DC.
early
Yes.
on when there was
Yeah.
nothing in DC, you couldn't get like a third wave cup of coffee.
I remember we went
Yeah.
to Murky Coffee, Capitol Hill, met with Nick and had coffee with him. And that's then he introduced us to Counterculture Coffee, the roaster in Durham. So we brought their beans in. So
So are you still using Counterculture?
no,
Who do you use now?
we use Unido, who is the roaster in our factory. They're amazing.
They're amazing.
No, they buy some of the most like
the geisha.
all the geisha lots
Yes.
in Panama, and so they're amazing roasters, and they roast
They're
in our
local.
space.
But they're also so good at telling their story.
Yeah.
I've had them on the show before, but one of my favorite things when Chef Jova was working for
Yeah,
them.
we
Yeah.
love Jova.
I mean,
Yeah,
she's so
Jova's
fabulous.
She's a really good friend. Yeah.
Oh, and I love her. And I love that she's a colada shop, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But when she was at Unido, they would do this omakase tasting
Yeah.
of
It was
like little
incredible.
dishes, coffee accented dishes with coffee. It was mind blowing.
Yes.
They have some of the rarest, most expensive coffees in the world.
Right.
That they're roasting right here with us in our factory.
Isn't that
We share
amazing?
space in Union Market. with
Okay.
them.
Yeah.
So the factory
So that's
is,
the coffee roaster
we make
that we work
gelato
with
and they
now.
roast their coffee.
But now, when you work with them, do you want your coffees roasted a certain way? Is there a profile
I went
that
for
speaks
our
to you?
espresso profile. I went through like 25 different roasts and blends until we got the right
So
one.
I'll have to come do a coffee tasting with you. So on the regular, I don't drink coffee. Not that I don't enjoy it, but I'm a tea girl. I like my tea. But when coffee is really good, I will drink it.
Come
You know,
to
so
the
I have to
factory
come
I'll
and do a
take you
coffee
through it.
tasting. I would
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah,
That would be
that's-
really cool.
Yeah.
That's the beginning of every day. You know,
Okay.
Our coffee in the morning, and then we kind of start work. So
Yeah, Rob doesn't talk to anybody. He doesn't look at his
You have a
phone.
ritual?
Yeah,
Ritual.
I mean, I'm not
Ritual.
surprised.
Ritual.
Oh,
yes.
100%.
Right,
It's
right.
like espresso, make coffee.
This is at home?
For Violetta.
No.
No, it's at the factory.
Oh, at the
in
factory.
Union,
No, he needs
in
the
Union
big
Market.
machine.
Yeah, it's like the
Yeah.
$30,000 like
Yes.
big pressure machine for
Okay.
extraction of espresso. So
Okay.
every day. That's
and
how
you
it
prefer
starts.
espresso over other forms?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I drink all type of coffee, but espresso is just for me, it's the best.
No, it is pretty. It's a pure expression
It's the
of
extraction
the
of
bean. Yes.
the coffee bean.
Agreed.
Yeah, so beautiful.
So, what brought you into self-serve?
Same thing, just like quality. Being obsessed with how fresh it feels, how the
That's
texture
Okay,
is
so-
the
amazing.
key word.
Okay, so-
fresh.
You
Yeah.
say fresh, and I hear self-serve, and I'm like, what?
Here's the thing. So here's
Because
the
I'm thinking
thing.
of custard, which to
Right.
me is like, it's just a processed product. That's what I think in my
So
head.
the thing is this, it goes
I feel
all
like
the
you
way.
should open some of these, and you should tell me what I'm tasting. But go ahead. One of
Well,
you talk,
let's-
one of you open.
Yeah. So such a beautiful one is the new kind of like recipe. It's all melting, so
That's
kinda be
okay. What is
careful.
this?
Milk
It's
chocolate.
just milk
And
chocolate.
as simple
Yeah.
as it gets, but it's just it's a Valrhona chocolate that's with the Pennsylvania
you.
milk and cream. It's amazing. So
Mm-hmm.
the thing with soft serve is kind of like this.
Yeah,
When
when
we
I
would
say
make
soft
fresh,
it-
I don't mean what I
when
mean
we
is
would
the
make
texture.
it in the kitchen,
Yeah.
and it would come out of the machine.
Oh my
You'd
God,
be
that's
like,
good.
this is the best that you can get. And so it's
good,
soft
yeah.
serve recreates that temperature.
This is so creamy.
yeah.
It's
Yep.
unbelievable. It's not even like eating gelato or ice cream.
We're
For
very
me,
proud of it.
this
Yeah.
is the milk chocolate in the farmer's market from the farmer who has the dairy cow, the Jersey cow. It's just so fresh, so kind of the beautiful chocolate profile, milk chocolate profile.
Okay.
So that soft serve for me is always about every pool
So what do you
is
do?
fresh.
What is soft serve? Maybe we should start there. What is soft serve?
It's essentially, I mean, it's gelato. I mean, it's
Right.
essentially
Just pour
You're
in the
just-
base in this machine.
and you pull it, and it
It
goes
just
through the
comes-
cylinder, and it's a fresh 20
So is
degree
it
Fahrenheit.
less air, more like it's
I
what's
don't think
happening?
it's less air. I think the difference
No.
is that because you're pulling it in the moment, then the texture is insane,
Okay.
right? It doesn't
It's
crystallize.
essentially
it
the
doesn't,
same formulation
Mm-hmm.
as what this is right here. Maybe a little bit balanced difference of the sugars and the solids,
Mm-hmm.
but it's essentially this. And the thing that makes it special is I always say it's like the Krispy Kreme donut phenomena.
Right.
You have the fresh one off the line, and it melts in your mouth, and 30 minutes later, it's a different thing.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's
So
what
that-
it is.
that's
It's
right.
just like you
Nothing
have
else.
it, and it's
Yeah.
fresh, and it just all the flavors immediately melt in your mouth. Because it's soft, it goes so well with the different crunches, the pralines, the sauces, the jams, and so it's just the best possible way of serving ice cream, gelato, custard.
Because I don't think of soft serve as gelato. I think
No,
of it.
yeah.
I think of it as its own entity.
It is its own
Yeah, but you have
entity.
custard, which is
Yeah.
all egg based, you know,
Right.
and that's then you could make custard and serve it in a shop scooped, or put it in a soft serve machine. It's still custard.
I guess
same
that's
thing with
true.
ice cream.
Same
Right.
thing
You
with
can
gelato. Gelato
freeze
has
it.
less fat.
Right.
So, yeah.
So it's just like you either make it, freeze it, send it to the shop, and then they scoop it.
Yeah.
Or you have that also the liquid base that goes into the soft serve machine, and then you pull it per
Right. So
serving.
cool.
Yeah, so that's like the latest
Try another one?
Yeah. Let's
craze. Yeah.
do that.
This is the hazelnut crackle.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and that's, you know, Violetta's father lives in
Turin.
Torino,
Uh-huh.
Italy, where the best hazelnuts are from. So
Of
this
course,
is
because that's
the-
why there's truffles.
yeah,
Yep.
and
Truffles grow under hazelnut trees.
Yeah.
Yep. And so this is like just amazing nocciola,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's got the chocolate hazelnut praline folded into it. So it's just
Woo!
yeah, it's
Yum.
ultimate
It's good.
hazelnut.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah, not bad.
you're here now, 20 plus years later.
Mm-hmm.
What's next? What do we got?
You know, I think we are wildly entrepreneurial, so we always want to take things to the next level,
Yeah,
right?
so I mean, it's, you know, we want to grow
Yeah, we're looking for
here around
places
the
to
area.
open new stores.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you looking to go out of DC?
We think about it.
We've
play
been
with the
offered many
idea.
times.
Yeah.
And it's not right now.
Okay.
You know, it's like first to like kind of expand around the base, around the kitchen, with the team that we have, the supply chain that we have. First, kind of inward growth out, and
Right.
then we're always open to potentially going to other markets.
We
I
say
mean,
Mid-Atlantic.
Mid-Atlantic is good.
Mid-Atlantic. Yeah.
yeah, there's plenty
Yes,
of room to
yeah.
grow.
There's plenty of room
Yeah,
to
yeah,
grow.
yeah, yeah.
And you already have your product.
Yep.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Which actually does give you some wide girth
Yeah.
to be in other markets in different ways. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, you can't stagnate. You got to grow.
Gotta grow.
Yeah, I mean, yes and no. I think that, you know, we were talking about our own way of doing things and evolving and who we are, and I think you need to want to grow too, right? Some people have their own little restaurant, and they're happy cooking there every day. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, absolutely. I think
Yeah.
when I say grow, I mean,
Grow as a person.
yeah, I mean, even if you grow to your restaurant every day, you know, you change some things on the menus.
Yes, exactly.
You get a
That's
new
for
restaurant.
sure.
Always
Life is
trying to
dynamic.
Like
Yeah.
being
Keep it-
turned on.
Yes.
Always.
Where's
So
the excitement, right?
Curiosity
Yes.
for
Okay,
this.
what are we eating now?
Coffee and cookies. We take Biscoff cookie, dip it in the chocolate, break it up into pieces, and then put those
Get a
into our
cookie.
coffee.
I know you got a cookie,
yeah, it's
but
just
get a
the
cookie,
Biscoff
yeah.
with coffee is the best combination.
Yeah, in
Okay.
that sense, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. We
That
need
was
to
delicious.
Keep it fun.
Well,
know.
you're coming up with, you keep doing new things.
We never stop.
And also, I think
I mean,
you're,
it's always like almost like, in a way, there's a million different phases in the evolution of Dolcezza, to myself, of Violetta, and you're never. The joke is, I'm always saying,
We're just
now
beginning.
beginning, or just
Yeah.
beginning, or just beginning.
Yeah.
But really, I really feel that way, just because it's like, I always say, the deeper in you go, the bigger it gets. The more that you actually know. After sitting with something for 10 years, all of a sudden a whole new level opens up that's only available from one that sits there after 10 years. So
Right.
it's always like that.
well,
Yeah, we were
that's
able
like
to
a,
source pistachios from this
Oh my
incredible
gosh.
farmer in Italy, and we've been trying to do it for
That's
20
going to be an
years.
event that we have at the factory. It's
Yeah.
like the most expensive pistachio on the planet, grown on the side of Mount Etna volcano. This lady named Emma hand harvests her pistachio every 2 years.
And now
we're
we have a
getting-
relationship with her, and we're
Amazing.
buying from
and I,
her. We're
and
not
I
buying
roast
from
the whole
Chef
pistachio
Warehouse.
for
Yeah.
10 minutes. This is mascarpone and berries.
I know, it's delicious.
And I
It's
put it in a
ridiculous.
stone mill, and I stone mill the pistachios for an hour into a nut butter. You cannot, I've never in my life had a better pistachio pulled in the soft serve,
Uh-huh.
topped with candied pistachio dust.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's
It sounds
insanity.
delicious.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Eat that before it drips.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to wrap this up.
Yeah,
You
wrap
have an
it.
appointment. I got things to do.
Wrap
We
it,
got
wrap
stuff
it.
going on, but I mean, I still have so many things I want to know. So we'll have to circle back. Oh my God, would you look at that?
That's the dark chocolate Valrhona, so you should have 70%
Okay, we're
guanaco.
gonna have to have some
Finish.
dark chocolate.
It's
Yeah.
insane.
It looks it. Oh God, it's beautiful.
Yeah. The real deal.
Whoa,
Yeah. Smoky,
it's delicious,
earthy.
but I love the cleanness of the berries and mascarpone.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah, it's very, very
But
elegant.
that is ridiculous.
one of
And
our
you know
top
what's,
sellers, the
what's
mascarpone
really
berries.
funny is I'm not a milk chocolate lover. I love my dark chocolate.
Yep.
But that milk chocolate was delicious.
That milk chocolate is
It makes
amazing.
you still the
It
only
was
one-
really good.
You should
Yes.
take these home or put it in the freezer.
I got
and you
a
all
team
eat.
to feed here.
Yeah, good. They're perfect
Um,
temperature.
All right, a couple quick, I love to do a couple little quick fun questions before we wrap it up.
Let's do it.
Okay, separately. If someone has never been to Dolcezza, what's your recommended flavor?
Hazelnut crackle.
Dark chocolate.
Okay. Oh, and you're doing something with Sang.
Yes.
What are we doing with Sang?
We have a collab coming up.
On
Amazing.
Sunday, we're
Yeah.
at
White
the
Rabbit
factory.
Sunday.
We're doing a White Rabbit soft serve.
Okay.
And then on the White Rabbit soft serve, which is a milk candy from the 50s Shanghai,
Yeah.
we're putting 5 toppings on top of it for a sundae. The
One of
chef
them is
saying
scallions.
crispy wonton scallions crunched up on top of it.
That she's making.
Dragon's beard sesame peanut crunch,
Ooh.
peanut brittle, lime zest, and then this hawthorn fruit candy like stuck into the side of it. So
Oh my God, this sounds
Hey,
crazy.
It's
so we're
crazy.
launching it in the factory on Sunday.
And
with
then it's
Chef
going to
Sam.
be available in 3 shops: City Center, H Street, and the Herschel Museum.
with the
where we
soft,
also
with the
serve.
soft serve machine.
Okay,
Yeah.
For a month.
amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I said that. Okay, so we got what you're recommending to people. Is there a flavor? Do flavors come to you at night, like when you're sleeping? Is there a flavor?
Maybe Rob.
100%.
Is there a flavor
I
that
see
you're
visions
like-
of flavors. Like
Is it like, do you watch Drops of God? Is it like you see it?
I smoke good dope out on the back deck, and that's when all the flavors come to me.
You're like, this will be really good. That makes sense.
Exactly.
Tell me, so on that, what's a flavor you'd love to do that you've never done?
You know, I would love to, and I've thought about it a lot. Is this Thai peanut butter crunch? And it's like we stone mill Virginia peanuts into a homemade peanut butter, and then put chilies in it, lemongrass in it, coconut milk into it. And I've
Yes.
thought about it. I've made it like for savory dishes at home and stuff, and it's like I always said it'd be amazing gelato, and then have the stracciatella, the chocolate folded into it. So that's one that I've thought about for years, and
Okay.
I haven't done yet. But
Sounds amazing.
yeah, stay tuned. It'd be a good soft serve.
Breaking
someday.
news.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, totally.
And then lastly, for each of you, when you have people in town, where do you tell them they have to go eat? And don't feel like you're picking one of your children. It could just be like, this is, today.
I know it's so. I mean, mine is. It's like I always kind of fall back to like such classics. I always like the late dip. I mean, I know it's like big. It's Steven Starr and all that, but it's just like for the
It's
environment.
consistent.
It's got the best. I eat
Agreed.
burgers everywhere. The best burger in the city with fries, extra mayo. I always say late dip. I
Okay,
love
late
that
dip
Mama
for
flavor
you?
Chang,
scene.
Mama Chang, Peter Chang.
Mama
Mama
Chang
Chang.
is amazing.
It's so good. Chang Chang is one of my
Yeah,
favorites.
yeah,
Agreed.
Yeah.
But
for
Mama
sure.
Chang.
Mama Chang.
That's the Szechuan. That's
Yeah.
like that's where your whole
I
face
know.
goes numb.
Well, that's what I was thinking when you were talking about that ice cream. You know those Szechuan peanuts that you
Yeah,
get,
yeah.
and they make your mouth numb. Like
Yeah.
that would be.
yeah. We
really
have
good.
a
That'd be
passion
wild.
fruit Szechuan syrup right now with the matcha. So we're using the Szechuan
Ooh,
peppercorns.
we didn't even talk about.
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, which is
Very
like my
special.
thing. All right, the two of you, Robb and Violeta of Dolcezza. Thank you both for sharing your story with me today. This
Thank
was
you for having us.
Yeah,
terrific.
thanks for having us
It was lovely
in to
talking to
talk,
you.
and always good to see you and hang out
Yes.
with you.
All right, thank you guys.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. I don't want to be ridiculous, but that was like a ridiculously sweet show. As I'm digging into the crazy gelato from Dolcezza. Make sure it's facing the camera. What a treat to sit with Robb Duncan and Violetta Edelman, the two behind Dolcezza Gelato. Of course, now they have coffee and they have soft serve. They do collaborations all over the city. They work with farmers. But really what I took away more from this conversation with them is leaning into your passions and allowing creativity to flow. Their spiritual journey really fuels their professional success and their personal relationships, obviously. And I feel so grateful that I got to sit here today and sort of share that space with them, because they freed their minds to think bigger. And I think that's a little advice we can all take. So as I sit here and eat my delicious milk chocolate gelato, thank you so much for joining me here on Industry Night at the gorgeous Tony and Joe's, which has gotten a refresh. Next time I'm here, I'm going to be sitting outside because that patio is so freaking gorgeous. I want my rosé. I want my oysters. I could save the gelato for later. So thanks to Greg Caston and Dave Para and the team here for hosting this Industry Night. And thank you for joining me. Don't forget, hit subscribe. Follow me at NYCCINELLIS on all the platforms. And stay in touch with me. Let me know what your thoughts are. Ask me questions. I always have an answer. Add a little sweetness to your life as well. Be safe out there and have a delicious week.
Produced by Heartcast Media.